Hello, hello! It really looks like Christmas here in my studio. Welcome to this tutorial. I'm Claudia Squio, Cartonnage designer and teacher from ColorWay Arts. And today I'm gonna show you how to make this amazing fabric ornament or wind spinner or dreamcatcher, you name it, okay? What I can tell you is lots of fun, easy to do, simple materials, and I hope you have lots of fun and joy making this amazing ornament that you can, use in your home or give as a gift, okay? I'm so excited you are here with me. I'm Claudia Squio, Cartonnage designer and teacher from ColorWay Arts, and I'm very excited to show you today this tutorial where we'll be having lots of fun gluing fabric. So no sewing involved. This is Cartonnage, the amazing art of box making. We can do way more than boxes with this technique, right? Okay, so stay with me. Hope you enjoy this process. And now let's get started and see what are the materials we need to make this amazing big ornament, so to speak. Okay? Okay, so the main materials you need to make this project is thin chipboard, what is a 50 points chipboard, fabric, and Elmer's glue. And I will show you some of the other materials as well, okay? Let's see here with more details. So the first thing you need is this. I just decided this year to have even more fun to create a Cartonnage fabric ornament set. So in this do-it-yourself kit, you will find pieces to make flat ornaments. You can make 3D ornaments that are smaller and this big one that is so fun to do. Okay, so inside this bag you'll find all the pieces you need to make this big ornament, okay, plus the pieces to make the other ornaments as well, okay? If you don't want to start with do-it-yourself kit, if you want to do your own size, during the process I will show you and you will understand that you can do that any size you want, okay? Using, as I said, 50 points chipboard. Very good. So now let's see about fabric and the other materials. Okay, so about fabric, you will need just some pieces. I mean, 2 coordinating fat quarters will be enough. And I just cut my pieces here, so for you to see. So this will be my big one, and this will be the middle part, and this fabric will be for the center. So you can put them together like this just to see, how that goes. But this basically is what we need. So if you have 2 coordinating fat quarters, is more than enough. We also need glue all from Elmer's, as we always use in our Cartonnage projects, okay? And to apply glue, of course, we're gonna need something like a small roller paint, a paintbrush, okay? We also need masking tape. You don't need a fancy dispenser, but you need masking tape. This time you also need as many clips as you can find around your house. I love these big ones from Dollar Tree. These quilt clips also are amazing for this project. You really need them today. And I would definitely encourage you to have something square. We have those handy square tools in our shop, but if you don't have this, anything that is really square, like pieces of Lego or anything else you have at home that is square, will help. You need at least 2 of them, okay? And then, of course, you need some decoration. So it really depends what you want. So we are in the do-it-yourself kit, we just have the pieces of paper because I have no idea what is your fabric, so you will find threads, and I will show you what are my favorite threads. You will need embellishments like beads like this, tassels, okay, and really up to you. So talking about tassels, we also have some big tassels and small tassels in the shop now, so you can take a look and see if there any color you want in case you don't have. Talking about threads, well, I do love this sort of thread that are braiding cords. You'll find them in craft stores, okay? This is to make like jewelry. Those are kind of my favorite. So this sort of cording is very good for that. We can also waxed cotton, we can also find in packages like this, okay? But you can also do with something a little bit more thick like this, but then I do not recommend more thick, okay? So you may find and have something different in your house. The only thing I don't recommend is a very thin or a super thick thread, but once you have your pieces and you start making, you will notice what kind of thread you want, and then you can look at your house. You know, I think craft rooms are full of different sorts of threads, and that can be a good idea. Well, what else you're gonna need? You will need for sure the beads. Okay, you need actually some sort of beads so you can make sure you will be gluing them in position. I'm using those right here. It says Pony Bead Mega Box. You know, I purchased this, I think, in Walmart or Meijer, I don't know. But you know, have so many colors, that's amazing, but you don't need that many. Okay, you can find other beads in so many craft shops. Again, take a look at your stash, you may have something very unique. I like the big ones on the bottom. So I like to put the small ones here and the big ones on the bottom. Look how amazing those are, really. So you can find so many also, not just in craft shops, but for example on Amazon. And I can put the link of my Amazon suggestion because those are really unique and very fun to do. Okay, so have lots of fun choosing. Like for example here, you can buy a box on Amazon with full of those big beads, so it's so fun to do. You can even use, instead of tassels, for example, you can use some bells, you know. So the stores, the craft shops now are full of Christmas decoration, and that will be lots of, and that can be really fun. Okay, you also need, you know, our normal tools for cartonnage, basically the spatula, plastic spatula to fold the fabric over, and a cloth to clean your fingers, cutting mat, rotary cutter, scissors, okay, those sort of stuff you're gonna need. And something a little different for today, just because we have a piece that is 3D in the middle. We need something a little higher, but two pieces that are kind of the same height, so you understand what we are making. But for example, in my case, I found here two boxes that are really good. Like for example, those here, they are about the same height, okay? If you don't have anything like this, you can have two piles of book. I just need to have like two piles of book or two boxes and an empty space in the middle where we're gonna be gluing and working as we have the 3D piece in the middle, okay? I think that's it. I think I didn't forget anything, so it's really fun. So I hope you enjoyed this process, and let's get started and put our hands on glue and see how to create this amazing fabric ornament or wind spinner, dream catcher, I don't know, you name it, okay? Just have lots of fun. You know what is better? Put some Christmas song on and just get into the vibe and make this amazing piece for your decoration, okay? And if you don't want Christmas fabrics, you can of course make this out of any other fabric. You'll be so amazing decoration for any part of your house, for any occasion, and also a wonderful handmade gift, okay? And I will show during the process that you can make the spinner a little bit more or less. It's really up to you, okay? So I will give you, as always, lots of tips during the process, okay? So let's get started. Very well, so now let's see how to make this, okay? And first, let's go to my table. I will show you the pieces of cardboard to get started, okay? Very good. So actually we need the big piece of the big hexagon and the medium one, and then the smaller ones, okay? So what I want you to see is we have the same distance in between each of them, okay? And I will give you the dimensions. So if you want to make it this size or any size, you know, feel free to change this dimension for what you want, because this is what I just decided to go. It's just important that, for example, here in the middle between one and another, we have 1.5 centimeters. This is about half an inch here and there. You can make this bigger or smaller, depending what you want to put inside. So if you you have to have at least a space to put one bead, then it will spin better, okay? If you don't have any space in between, that's what I made. That's what I made in my first one. Without the space, it wasn't spinning. So I always said, I have to open a little space so I can spin this, okay? So you can make this really any size you want. In my case, I have 1.5 centimeters in between each, okay? And they are, this is 3 centimeters, this is 2.5, okay? And I will give you the dimension here, right here, because this is how you will be able to make this. From here to here, we have 13.5 centimeters. This one we have 8.5 centimeters, and the smaller one we have 4 centimeters. Okay, so 13.5, 8.5, and 4 centimeters for the outside sides of the hexagons, okay? You can make any size you want, you can make it higher, smaller, okay? It's really, you can have fun with this. For the outside pieces, we need 3 each, and for the center ones, we need 4 each, okay? And again, we have a do-it-yourself kit that you can use with all those pieces just ready to go. Here are some details on the small pieces. We're gonna start with the small pieces. What we have here in the pieces of the kit, we already have a pre-cut in the center that does not go all the way, so you can do this with your piece, okay? So before we start, we'll go if you are cutting by yourself, you're gonna start with a craft knife, okay? And you go just slide and score a few lines. You don't want to cut this all the way. It's just out here in the middle, in this pointy part. And see, it's nothing on the back, so I can just fold like this, right? But it's not cut all the way. So it will require a little bit of your patience if you want to start from the scratch. But of course you can do it, okay? Any questions, just let me know. And now let's get started and have lots of fun. So first of all, you need to decide about your fabrics, and we're gonna start with the middle piece, which is right here, the small one. Here's what we're gonna start with, the 3D piece that is right here in the middle. So for that, let's go to my table and prepare out the fabric. I already cut my pieces, so I'm gonna be using this fabric, very, you know, beautiful. I love this so much. Okay, so you're gonna cut then in the direction, this is the direction you see. So if you have direction, this is where you have your mark, okay? Cut just a little bigger. It can be, let me see how, I think I'll go this way, in this one, and in this way, this one, okay? Just a little bigger, like about half an inch bigger is more than enough. You can start cutting as a rectangle just to get started, and then we're gonna trim to the side needed in a minute, okay? Very good. So now let's start gluing. Here's my glue all. I just put, you know, inside of a different bottle so to be easy to spread. And then I put a little bit of glue in my tray and roll like this, so I have glue all around my roller. And let's go, okay? Nice. So as I said, this is the direction of the fabric, but this is not the part we will be gluing. You will be gluing the other part in the back without this part. So let's get started and glue all 4 of them, okay? And before I forget to say, you need, once you are ready with this first part, you need this to dry, and then you're gonna finish the rest, okay? So let's see here. I want my lace to be there, so just glue in the center, flip to the other side, and with your hands make sure it's well glued, okay? Pretty simple and fun to do. Nice. Okay, let me put this way, press down. So just repeat for the 4 of them. And I also have made some where I had 2 different fabrics for the center, you know. It's really, you know, finding the fabric for your project is, you know, a whole part of the fun, and enjoy, okay, enjoy. I have done basically with the same fabric. Let me show you here. So in this one, I use this fabric here and in the center, and a different one, a coordinating one in the middle one. For the other one I show you right here, I made one. By the way, this fabric here, I have in my shop, and this one I bought at Missouri Star Quilt Co. It's so beautiful, I love it as well. So this one I made outside, I made the coordinating inside, and here I mix it, you know, I put one, I made 2 pieces with this and 2 with the other one, okay? I mean, you can even use the third fabric for here, why not, okay? It's really up to you. So now let's continue this process, super simple now, okay? Once you get this owl glue, we're gonna go around the piece just freely. If you want to use a ruler, that's okay, but you don't really need that because you don't need any precision. I just need here about ½ an inch, okay? I don't want a lot more, but I also don't want, you know, way less, because then it can be not enough, okay? You see this? It's just a little edge around for all of this. And oh my gosh, working with hexagons is so fun. If you like this, in a near future, you know, I will have more videos with hexagons because it's so fun. I'm creating some embellishments for our boxes and covers, you know, really fun. But here is how we can kind of cover this piece. So we don't have any square corners. If you are with me for more time, you know we have the corner tools that cut corners when we have square corners. But in this case, we don't have any square corners, so we will not use it. Okay, so let's see how to do this. Okay, the way I like, because this is small, okay, you will see when we go to the big ones, I will do a little different. But for this that is really small, I would simply put my glue all around on the edges. I like to go with my glue as well in this fabric on the corners, okay, all the corners. Try to do this quick, okay, because you don't want this glue to dry while you are in the process. So come over here now that you apply the glue all over, put under and bring tight, okay, bring tight. And you want to press down the 2 sides as well. I like to go kind of like one, and then I miss one, and I go to the other one. Then press and press. And if you notice, miss one, go to the other one. If you notice that your glue is dry, just apply more glue. Okay, so once you have these pieces, these parts glue down, I will spread a little bit of glue on top of here, in the back of these parts of the fabric. Put there and bring tight, okay? Put there and bring tight. I will show you a little different way in the other one, because it's kind of up to you the way you prefer your finishing, okay? But this is kind of the way you do to have a good finishing on your hexagons, okay? And now I also want you to fold already and come over here in this center part and make sure that it's kind of glue inside your edge. Don't force this, it's just a little bit. And if you notice any part of your fabric that is too bulky, okay, you can kind of cut a little bit, because sometimes it is bulky and I don't want this, okay? That's why I said I will show you another way in the second one that is a little bit more even quick, so you can test both ways, see what you prefer, what is the finishing that you prefer. Okay, so again, spread your glue the same way. So far, nothing different. So just spread your glue all the way, including your corners. Okay, now you do the same here. And now you don't press the 2 corners. You go to the other, miss one, go to the other one, miss one, go to the other one, okay? I didn't press the corners, did you see? Okay, I'm using a piece of cloth to clean my fingers. And now you come over here and bring this tight on the other side. Bring this tight on the other side and bring tight on the other side. That's another way of having your corners, okay? So looking here, it's basically the same. Looking here, you may notice some parts that you want to cut. I just don't want you to cut all the way from here, because then you can maybe see on the outside of your piece, and you don't want that. So make sure you are doing this very flat as you can. And you see here, now I have some extra fabric that I really want to cut because they are just bothering me, and then I will cut. Usually this second way of cutting, you will probably have more fabric around to cut than the first one. Okay, so it's really up to you. Okay, nice. So now I'm gonna put some Christmas song, and let's finish this. Just repeat for both other pieces that I still need to do. Just forgot to say, if you notice your spatula is full of glue, just clean with a piece of paper towel or with your piece of cloth, you know. You just don't want to carry the glue onto the right side of your fabric, okay? And by the way, this that we are doing right now is the same 3D ornament we have in the kit, but for that one we will not be using thin chipboard, we'll be using thick chipboard because it's just that ornament, and I want like a better looking or to be more strong, okay? So for that one I have another video showing how to do, because when we are doing thick chipboard it can be a little bit different than this at the end, because you know of the thickness of the chipboard. Not a lot of different, but I will have, so check it, that's the other video, so check the other video as well. Very nice. So now take a look, we have the 4 pieces done, okay, the 4 pieces done. Now I will be gluing them together, and I ended up with 3 very red and 1 with black, okay, that's okay. Now choose your fabric, okay, choose the size that you want. So okay, I want this to be up, and let me see another one that I want to be close to it. Let me do this one close to that, okay? So I want this direction when I look to my piece, okay? I want to see this and this, okay? So first thing you do, choose what you want and make sure you remember that this will be glued with this one, okay? Now you need masking tape, and you can also need some clips if you want. Okay, now let's put this right here, spread the glue on one of the sides, and it is kind of a good amount of glue, can you see? So it's gonna be easy to glue. Let me remember, yeah, this is my direction, so this is how I want them to be. Now I'll put them together and I will align them like this, using my table as my reference to make sure that I know they are straight and neat. Okay, and then I will put some pieces of masking tape and press so I know they will be well connected. Okay, and kind of pull this masking tape a little bit so it will stay, you know, well attached in the position I want, right? Very good. So next, what I will be doing is doing exactly the same with the other 2 ones, but then I will not be ready to glue them here yet. So let's see. This is what I have so far, okay? Now I want the next one to be this one, and then I want my next one to be this one. Okay, so if this is what I want, so then I need to glue these 2 together. So here is where I will apply my glue, okay, this part here. So take your time, because this is absolutely the joy of making, you know, find the position for our pieces. This is so fun. Okay, nice. So this is the one I want to glue right here, and then put them together, making sure. If you have extra glue, just clean. I put a little bit too much. Very good. Okay, so now more masking tape. So I will be here, I will be with my 2 pieces ready. 2 pieces ready. So here is one, here's another one. Okay, so first of all, spread a little bit of glue right here in the middle. So I want this kind of to be, you know, glue a little bit more, like just for the sake of reinforcing this. Okay, so now with these 2 pieces ready, drying just for a bit, we will decide about the thread that we want. Okay, we're gonna cut the thread and glue and put the glue right here in position, because this is the first part. We start actually from the center and we go to the outside of the part. Okay, I think I'm gonna be using the red thread today. Okay, actually my thread will not show up much because this thread is most likely hidden inside, and I will show you now while this dry just for a bit. I will show you the 2 differences in the part of the threads. Let me pick the 2 pieces here so I can show you. Well, when I started, I was making just as thinking as like an ornament or something that I can hang on the ceiling, for example, or just put in a ornament holder on my wall. So I just put my thread, okay, and so the thread, I see more of the thread here, and I have the thread and go all the way and connect with my tassel. Okay, so this is one of the ways. So when I hold this one I actually made, I didn't made as far from each other. It was in the beginning, I was trying with this one, so it does not spin very well because I cut by hand and I didn't do a very great job, but it is like, I mean, it still spins, but it's still spin, but not as much as my other ones. But what I want to show you is that you see the thread right here, as well you see the thread in the red one that you see here behind me. Okay, then another way of doing that I saw that could help is this one here. So instead of having a big piece of thread, you can have a key, I don't know if this is a key fob or whatever, that spins more. Okay, and during the video today I will do even different than here, because this one, it was a little hard to decide the size of the thread. So today we're gonna remove this difficulty and we're gonna have just a big piece of thread, and during the process we're gonna cut to the size we need. But then you don't see as much the thread. You see we have here the beads and here is just the tassel. So the thread will not be so visible. That's what I want to tell you. This little piece here goes with the kit, so if you want to do, we're gonna attach it more to this, so we're gonna spin easier than with this little space. Let me show you how to think about the thread, so you can, you know, if you are making this any other size, you can know how much thread you need. Okay, very good. So here's how will be at the end. Right, so we have the big one, the smaller one, and we have this one right here in the middle. So I will use this one that is more dark. It will be easy to see here in the video, okay? But then it really depends. So if you want to leave a tail, so to speak, right here to hang, you know how much you need there, how much you want there, right? So for this case, I want to leave, let me pick here a big piece of thread, and then I'll measure so you can have an idea. So I need some extra on the top and I need extra on the bottom as well, so I can attach the tassel, okay, the beads, but the beads and threads. So I will keep like this and this, okay? So it is kind of a big one. Let me cut and measure, so I will let you know how big is my thread, so you can have an idea. Okay, it's double now, it's 22, so I have about 44 inches of this thread. Okay, about 44 inches of the thread. The way I'm doing today is a little different than the one I show you, so it doesn't matter how long you have on the top, I will be attaching the little spinner stuff, so we're gonna be cut this to the size I need after. If you don't want to do that, then you plan here how much you need there. Okay, this is in the middle, so you will know exactly where is the position. You have to pretend now, okay? Then we will know exactly where is the position that you're gonna get started here. You see? So I believe this is a good position for me, so I will leave this to make my knot at the end. If I do that, I have enough here on the bottom to put my tassel, okay? So right here in this part that I want, I'm gonna put a little piece of masking tape, like this, okay? So I know that this is exactly the beginning of my thread going into my inside piece. So you can do this bigger, smaller, it's really up to you, okay? I would recommend leave what we will be leaving here. At the end, we will have about 3 inches extra on the top, so you can hang if you want, or when we are go to the part, we can cut this and attach the little spinner. Okay, nice, very good. So this is what we need right now. We don't need these extra pieces anymore. Okay, so this is what I need. I want now that you pick some piece of copy paper, just a scrap of copy paper, and cut just let's say it can be even larger, let's say this, and then for example this, okay, because I want to glue my thread and glue a piece of copy paper on top of my thread like this. Nice. So see now it's time to attach this thread. See the direction, because you want this part that is with the connected part to be up, right, on the top. So what I will be doing is putting my piece wherever I decided to be the beginning, like right there in the beginning, okay? So now you spread the glue here. You can spread the glue on top of this thread as well, okay? And then just put your piece of paper that you cut on top, because this will help, okay, will help to have this glue in position and also press in the middle, okay? I want this paper to be well attached. You can even put more if you want, but just like this is good enough, okay? Nice. So we have our thread in the position, okay, we have this. So now next step is gluing this one right here. Just make sure you are in the right position, okay? Yes, this is the position I will be gluing right here. Nice, very good. So now open this up and spread the glue very well. It can be in the other part or here, it doesn't matter, into one. Okay, you just take care of the direction. That's the most important, because I know so many of the fabric, the Christmas fabric at least, has, you know, directions. So take a look, spread right here in the middle as well, so we are reinforcing them. And then just go and see and glue in position, okay? Good, very good. So this is how we do the 3D ornaments actually, okay? So if you are doing just this ornament without the outside part, you would be attaching tassel and, you know, of course, doing different sizes. Now we are just planning because we are doing that, the big one. So also make sure that it is in position by doing this all the way, okay? Nice. And then you're gonna come over here with masking tape, over here with masking tape, and make sure it moves a little bit because it is still wet, and that's good. Okay, very good. So now is the time that I said that we need, you can already remove now this masking tape that was just plain in the space for the thread, because now it's in position. Okay, so now is the time that we need the square, handy square pieces, and also the little clips and the big clips as well. Okay, so all those clips that you can find around your home, okay, they will be so helpful now. even the smaller ones. Okay, let's see what we're gonna be doing. Okay, I want this to dry. I want this now to dry and be square, and we need this to be really dry before we keep going and do the rest, okay? Because if not, it will not stay as a square piece, okay? It takes at least 4 to 5 hours to really dry well. So you plan this time, make this, if you want to make more than one, make a lot of them, keep them drying, and then you can even do it the next day, the continuation, okay? It's just that I want this to dry very well and be square. So let's see how you do to make sure it will not move. So that's why I said this, our handy squares are wonderful for that, but if you don't have, you may have a Lego at home, you may have any other stuff that is square. So you're gonna put right, you see that it is not square now, it's drying a little odd, so put right there so you know it's really square. You can tape this, but the best thing is just put the clip. Okay, so you put your, there, put your, one of the clips in this direction and another clip right here. So you are clipping this and keeping it square. So if you don't have this, I told you, find something else that is square. Maybe you have Lego, maybe you have something else in your home. So this is in this position. Now I'm gonna be doing exactly in the opposite side, so that will allow, once I do that, just do 2 of them, I will guarantee the full piece will be square. Okay, so once you put right here again, so one is this here in the bottom, now I'm gonna put this right here on the top and do exactly the same. So one to fix this, just make sure that is exactly in position, okay, and the other one will be right here. You see? Very nice. So once you have this, your piece is a little ugly, but it's I would say in Brazil we would say it's a traquitana or something like this. It's very crazy, but this is how you want this to dry, okay? So this is how you want this piece to dry. Don't touch it. Put it out there and leave. If you are not patient enough to wait like 4 hours, at least 2 hours, okay? Leave this drying very well, because the finish will be much better once you do that, okay? So to make it better to dry, you can kind of put in this position, you know, with the clips on the supporting it, okay? In the small clips, if you want, you can even put like more of those, just to make sure that they go very well. But if you are using the small clips, you kind of have to or put on top of the masking tape or put some copy paper, so it will not mark your fabric, okay? So I'll put this aside, leave it drying for the time I need, and then I will come back and we're gonna be finishing and making the rest of the process, okay? Very good. So now my inside piece is drying. My 3D piece for inside is drying. So now let's take care of the outside pieces, because we have something here to do until it's ready. And so, and then we're gonna put out together. Okay, very good. Nice. Let's go to my table. So we have 3 pieces of the medium one. We have 3 pieces of the big one. Okay, one more time. This is thin chipboard, 50 points. Okay. Nice. So how do I do that? One of each, okay? One of each, we need to do something. And if you have my 5mm spacer or 6mm, doesn't matter, you can use now. But if you don't have, just make 2 lines or pick some thinner ruler you have at home. And what we'll be doing actually is cutting those pieces in half, okay? So put right here, knowing that you are aligning with the center of this piece, okay? Center and center of this piece. As straight as you can be with this will be better, okay? Okay, you can see, because this is transparent, this is clear, you can see that you are well connected in the right position. Just make the lines, okay? Just make the lines. If you don't have this, again, just make 2 lines, one far from the other one. It doesn't really matter, you just try to be here and here as center as you are from the center, okay? So a few millimeters from this side, a few millimeters from the other side, okay? Repeat on the other one, and again, just take a look that the position is the longest part as the top. Do the same. Okay, do the same. Make sure it's there. Cut, cut, mark here and mark here. Okay, after you mark this, you can cut with your craft knife, but I will basically cut with my scissors because we don't need, this is thin chipboard, and we don't need super precision here. It's just that I need to open space to have my thread in position, okay? Because we're gonna be gluing a layer of these pieces. And so just cut there for the big one. Repeat the same thing for the smaller one. Okay. If you have any other way to cut, that's fine, okay? That's fine. Or even make a template for yourself and you can use the other times. Nice. So now let's prepare the smaller one, okay? So we have here the two pieces that I just cut. What I will be doing, I will be gluing this right here, okay? So I'm leaving a gap inside where our thread will be sitting there in a minute, okay? Once we cover this with fabric. So just spread your glue very well to one of the sides, okay, of this, and then you align it very well with one of the edges, okay? Take your time here because what we are doing, we're just making this thicker, okay? We are making this thicker, but we are leaving what we need, that is the space for our thread. Spread the glue very well and put it there. Same thing, this is the position for you to make sure that you are, gluing this in the right position. And then once you did that, the best thing to do is put your heavy book on top, okay? I put right here aside, put my heavy book on top, so what's happened, it will be gluing together very well. Now let's repeat the same thing for the big one, okay? The same thing for the big one. We'll be gluing right here in this position, so we're gonna have this gap that I so much need, okay? Very nice. And if you notice that it's not gluing well, maybe you didn't put the right amount of glue, okay? The most important thing here is that you notice that it's very well aligned, okay? Other than that, you will not have a good finishing at the end. There we go. You see, it's kind of a white layer of glue because it's just paper with paper, so you don't need to use just a very thin layer because sometimes it does not glue well if it is not enough glue, okay? Just make sure it's all in position. Good. So what I like to do when I do this, I put the big one, the smaller one, and here go my heavy book on top, okay? So while this will dry, again, I put aside as well, drying for some time and making this flat and very well glue, we're gonna start covering the other pieces that are left, okay? So let's see how to do it. So let's get started with the small one, okay? Actually, the other piece that is drying is exactly the same size, so you can go ahead and cut your fabric already 2 pieces because we need one for the front, another one for the back, right? With the same size with the fabric you want. So this will be my medium one, and you can just cut like this. It's about 3/4 of an inch bigger, but I will actually trim this, it's too big. About 1/2 inch bigger around in each side will be okay. I always prefer when I have some shape like this to cut kind of a rectangle, and then I will trim to the right side in a minute. Just remember, if you have direction, this is not like this one. This is straight on the top. On the top is pointy, so this is the direction of your fabric. Okay, so let's go ahead and cover this piece right here. So spread your glue all over this one. Spread it very well and then put. Now my fabric kind of have lines, so let's see if I can kind of glue a little straight. Okay, okay, center there, flip over, come with your hands and spread the glue. So what is different now from before? Okay, you can go ahead and cut. I'm so used to that. I just go and cut straight like this. If you want to use, let's say, a ruler, a spacer, and cut around, no more than, this is about, this is 9/16 of an inch, okay? Or if you have any other ruler that is like about half an inch, you can go and cut. But you don't really need this precision or straight and neat, okay? I will not, this is less, that's completely fine. I'm just doing that because, to show you, right? And again, we don't have square corners, so that's what we need. And here in the center, I will just make a little pick with my scissor, okay? And then go and follow the shape, leaving about a little less than half an inch is okay. Okay, I just need enough to fold over the edge, okay? Follow exactly this shape, this is what I want. Okay, very good. So now, inside, let's take care of the inside first. Go with your scissor and cut straight all the way to the chipboard, okay? With a scissor right here, all the way to the chipboard. Now the sides. Okay, nice. So let's finish the inside part first, it's easier. You just spread the glue all over here. Spread the glue all over here, okay? And then you go with your spatula, and bring tight. You want this very tight, and you also want to clean your spatula, okay? And then you go out those parts, here and here. Very good. Yes. It's a little messy. Depends how much glue you press. It will be more. Okay, now I like you to look at the front and see if you need to do anything to have your corners better, because sometimes there is a space that needs to be better glue. Okay, nice. Very good. So what you do outside is exactly what we did for the small pieces, but now it's a little bigger. So I don't glue all over, I don't apply glue to all over because chances are that will dry before I get to the end. So I will, for example, glue 3 parts first, okay? Remember that we spread the glue also to the fabric there. And this fabric could be trimmed even smaller than that, kind of too long. Under, bring tight, just repeating what I did before, okay? If you like the way of folding here, you do that. Okay, now I don't have glue in the rest, so I will keep going here. And I will do exactly the same right here as well. I bring here and press down. If you do it quick, you can for sure keep going and do all at once, as we did for the smaller one. Okay, spread the glue, spread the glue. Okay, so now you can come in the middle. Press down, then put more glue and bring it tight. You just want to avoid this to be too bulky, okay? If you notice that it's too bulky, it's because you have to cut something on the back, okay? Sometimes we have a piece Or if you notice the big one has too much fabric here, cut smaller the next one, okay? So this is how I do the big one, okay? And this is how actually I do for all of them, okay? So now I will repeat this for the big one, and then we'll be ready to come back to the pieces that are under the book and finish those as well, okay? So let's see how to do it. Now for the big one, I will be using this fabric right here. So let's see what is the direction I want. Okay, this is the direction, this will be the top, and I can play a little bit here to see where I want this to be. I can clearly see that it's too much fabric, but that's okay. As I said, we can always trim this to the size needed after gluing, right? Because then the piece is in position, glue, so it's easy for us to go ahead and cut to the size that we need. Nice. Very good. So let me see what I want for this. Yes. More like here. Yeah. So choose your fabric. The super fun part, right? It's choosing your fabric, making sure that it's all well glued. You don't need to iron fabric, you don't need to wash the fabric before, nothing. You know, you see here I have a wrinkle, but once I go with my fingers on top of the glue, it just goes away. Okay? So now I'll go freely because as I said, I'm super used to do that, and I prefer, and I cut even a little smaller than what I show you with that part. The smaller you cut here, less bulky will be, but we have to have enough to fold, okay? So we have to have enough to fold. So I think this is what you would want at least, okay? So this is 1 centimeter, that will be about 3/8 of an inch. This will be like a good size to do, okay? Nice. And I can even go with my my cutter inside of this one because it's super big, right? Just be careful. If you are not comfortable to do that, cut this with your scissors as we did in the smaller one. And of course, you can keep this fabric to do something else because it's kind of a big piece of fabric, right? Don't waste it. Okay. Now, doing on my sides, and again, I'm gonna put some Christmas song, enjoy, and speed this up a little bit because it's exactly the same we did with the smaller one. Okay, so I'll talk to you soon. Okay, very nice, very nice. So I see here, I may have too much fabric. It's kind of a bulky here, so I'm gonna cut a little bit here. Okay, nice. Yep, very good. Yay, look at this. How pretty. So where is the other one? Nice. So here is how my piece will be at the end. Look at how pretty, right? So the outside, the inside, and then the 3D piece that is, of course, still drying behind me. Now let's go and finish the other two pieces, and actually the other two pieces will be absolutely the same, right? Absolutely the same. So let's get this done. You can even put now this under something heavy, so we'll dry, straighten it. Now with this one, okay, this part with the gap that we prepared, this is inside, okay, so we're gonna apply glue to this flat part. This is our outside, okay, that inside is in the direction, once you glue on your fabric, okay, the direction will be where this gap, okay, is like up and down. So remember, we made this to put our thread inside this gap, so it must to be like this, up and down, okay? Press and do. Now the rest of the process will be exactly the same, so I can again put some Christmas song for you and make this speed up. Now this part will be more thick, okay, yes, it's more thick because we have now kind of double chipboard right here, right? But don't worry, just keep doing, do the same, because you'll not notice anything at the end. Okay, and if you have some parts that go inside the gap here, that's completely fine, just do it. You can help with your hands, just take a look and see that they, yes, okay? Very nice, very well done. So now to glue around is again the same thing. It's just that, one more time, it's a thick chipboard. So it even will kind of accommodate better your fabric, so to speak, right? Press down, then come here, press down. And here inside this gap, just press for a bit. You want to make this, to have this space. Well done, okay? Oops. Again, press here inside your back gap, so it's well done. And the end. How fun, huh? Oh my goodness, it is. Oh, and once we are with this part ready, then we have to start having fun choosing the beads, you know, and putting all together. And I mean, it depends what you choose. It will be completely different. And my goodness, I was thinking maybe if you put bells, you can even have some sound when it's spin. Will be really fun. Okay, so just make sure that you are happy with your corners, okay, well done. And then you can even put again on top of something heavy. And now let's glue the last one, that is the big one again. Remember again, gap is inside, so you apply glue to the flat part that's and put in position on your fabric. Okay, very nice. So now we are with the pieces all ready to put everything together, but my piece is not super dry yet. So I take my break to wait for this to dry, but once, just keep in mind, you will keep seeing what I'm doing, but then remember, let your piece dry before you continue, okay? Your finish will be much better because you will need to remove now all those clips that you put around that piece that is drying. So it must to be more dry in position so we can keep going, okay? So let's see how to continue after that piece is completely dry. Okay, let's continue this now. Oh, very good. Make sure your piece is dry, okay? Mine is not exactly as should be, but just because I need to keep going with the video, I will do, but I do recommend you wait, okay? Very good. So now is the time that we need the beads and we need the two boxes or two piles of books that I said in the beginning that you need because we're gonna start, you know, building this part, okay? Very good. So let's see how to do. First, we need the beads. So let's see what will be. Very good. Let's come over here. So in this case, I use two of these smaller ones, or if you have something bigger that you want to use, you can use like just one, for example, okay? It just cannot be, I mean, it cannot be bigger than 1.5 centimeters. That's the dimension for this space. And let me measure again in inches in case you want to know. This is about, it's about half an inch. So I'll keep going with the same sort of bead that I really like. So let me see how many I need. I need 4 each color. 4 each color. So I'm gonna use my red, and let's see which is the red. This red right here, and I will also be using those red right here. Okay, so 4. I could use this instead. How about I do that? Yes, so instead of using red, I'm gonna be using this kind of a gold color, okay? So I'm gonna be using those colors here right now. So choose whatever you want, and now let's get and put them in position, because the first thing I need to do now is to, I don't need this right now, okay? So let me remove this out of my way. So first thing, you remove all those clips and all those squares, right? Because now it's supposed to be dry, okay? Supposed to be dry. Remove all those clips. Hope it's all well, okay, and stable, okay? Now, what do we need? Take a look here in our sample. I'll keep my sample close so we can see what we have to do next. So close to this center part, we have the 2 beads for on top and bottom, and then we're gonna put the other piece, right? So let's go and do it. So decide what color you want. So I think I will put the, and actually these beads are also depending on the hole that you have, the size of the hole will be easier for you to pass on the thread, like, right? And then right here as well. So it's up to you, the order that you want to do. It can be the same, or you can like put, like I put the cream and the red. We could do different on the bottom. It's, I mean, it's so fun. Enjoy your process. Enjoy this moment of choosing all of this. Okay? So this is what I want so far. Now, what we have to do next is attach this to the next piece that is the middle one. And now is the time that then I need my two boxes, because, okay, hopefully you can see here. Let me put right more in this position, so I think will be better. We have to do a little gymnastic here to see in the video. So this is the part, okay? So this is the part. It's not really leveled, but that's okay. It's okay, okay? You just don't want to do like this, right? But as close as you can. Now this center part goes exactly here, right in the middle, in between the two books, right? And this is what you want. So you want to keep this secure right here. So I will put a piece of masking tape right here, so I know I'm in a position. Don't worry, that's okay. It's moving, but it's because I need to I think I need to level this a little bit more. Okay, I know what I have to do. I just need to put this also on top of my mat, because they were more level before. Yep, now it's better. Okay, now it's better, and then I can see that is this. Okay, so what is important here, you can keep this very like straight here, just by yourself doing this, or if you have someone at home, okay, just a tip, if you have someone at home that will hold this straight for you and more tight, that will be better, okay, because sometimes if you do just yourself, it will not be super straight, or keep pulling these and making sure that they are, you know, more straight as you can. Okay, nice. So now I have this in the position, I have everything there. So again, I will need my pieces of copy paper. Okay, so two small pieces of copy paper that we will be gluing on top of that. It just cannot be big. Test the pieces first to know that they are not, you know, it's too big, so I have to cut a little bit, because I want to make sure that once I glue this, I have my paper to secure this more in place. Okay, so test to know that we will not see this piece of paper from the outside. Okay, and then come over here and glue. Okay, I tested, to be very sincere, I tested without gluing this thread, leaving just gluing the paper on the sides without gluing the thread, and I didn't notice any difference in the, oh, I put too much glue. I didn't notice any difference in the process of spinning. So I think gluing, it's more like, it makes everything more in position, so I prefer gluing. Okay, so that's why I said I'm gluing. Okay, so one is here, just make sure it's there. And again, once, before you glue the second one, just do it again. Make sure that it is straight. Don't put that much glue now, okay? I put too much glue, so now I had that problem of some glue going up. Hope this color in the video is not too bad, but you know, you see what this paper does? It just help go with the paper inside the gap. You hope you can see that. That will help everything glue in position, stay there, okay, and hope is straight. So as I said, it can be 2 beads, it can be 1, whatever. You just know that you have this space. And if you are cutting the pieces by yourself and you decide to do bigger, then you can do bigger, right? Nice. So next, what we're gonna be doing? Gluing this piece right here, right? So finish this, and then we go to the next one. We always go part by part. So now it's important, I will have to move. No, I will not move my thing. I will just pick my paper. That's a little gymnastic here. Don't want to move that. And I will be off camera. I will be, no, I can move this. I can move this very gentle there, so you see what I'm doing right here. Yes, okay. And I kind of now prefer to use my brush, because then my glue will be a little bit more thick. I need the glue, more glue, and I need this glue to be well spread, but a little bit more, how can I say, thick, so it glues better. But do not also exaggerate. That goes, once you glue on the other piece, you start, you know, dripping and going all around. So that's not what you want as well. It's just like you see here, a white layer of glue. Okay, just remember to clean if you need. Okay, now I'm gonna remove my paper and bring my gymnastics here. Bring this back close to us, close to the camera. Nice. And then if you have direction in this, of course, take a look and see what we'll be doing, right? But other than that, just glue in position. And now I have to move this a little bit to myself so I can see a line, okay, with your fingers right here. Just make sure you now cannot put, you know, on the table to do as we did another time, but we can simply do that. And now go with some masking tapes around in some parts, okay, and go pressing. You can always put more clips in a minute, like I mean later, once you are done, you can put the clips, but for now let's keep this. And you can even remove now this, because you have to put the rest, right? So you can handle with this just without being there, will be better. Oh, I picked the, don't pick a huge piece of masking tape. Okay, like this. So I would put just one piece in each side. You see, that's pretty. It's moving around already. Yes, very nice. Nice. So now what we do, we're gonna continue the process and repeat for the next one. Okay, now we need to separate our boxes or the piles of books more, but let's go ahead and put the other beads. Let me see what I have, the beads. Okay, so I will kind of make a little place. So I will put the red now first, and then the other one. I cannot wait to see pictures of your pieces, because they will be, for sure, each one will be so unique and so different. This one, even with the same fabric I already did, is behind me. Just because the beads will be different, you know, it will be lots of fun. Good. Oops. That did not went well. Okay, now I have the two and the two. Okay, and then let's pick the other one, the big one, with the gap again. Okay, this part with the gap goes under. Part with the gap goes under and support there. And then I know that I'm exactly what I'm supposed. Yeah, these beads are just perfect for the size that we need. Okay, but now we have something else to do before gluing this. Okay, this is the position, but what's happening here? If you want to put on the top, if you don't want anything on the top, like if you just want on the top to leave the thread like this, you are done with the top. You just will glue there the same thing we did on the other one. Now, if you want to attach the little spinning, that I have one right here with me, then we will be doing this right now. Okay, so let's attach the spinning first, put that in position, glue, and then we're gonna take care of the bottom part, because I want to add some beads, more beads, and the tassel. Okay, so let's see how to do. Let's start with the top part. So if you don't, let me move everything here a little bit. Okay, so if you don't want, again, if you don't want this, apply glue, glue a piece of paper on top, and you are done with the top. If you want to add this here, we're gonna be cutting them. We're gonna be cutting this, making a knot that will be hidden inside, okay? Because I want this to be very close. That way it will spin much better than in this one that I made, where I had some extra thread. You see here, I have this extra thread. So when I spin, it spins, but it does not spin as good as if I had this just attached exactly where it is there, okay? So for that, let's go ahead and do it, okay? So you need to cut this. Let's cut right here. We just need 2 pieces, right? Okay, now we're gonna, what we'll be doing, I will make a knot actually. I will pass this here. Okay, pass this here. I leave this exactly there, like touching. Okay, make sure it's in the position, and I will make a knot with the rest right here. Okay, so now is a, I would say it's a tense moment for me here in the camera. Okay, it's kind of a tense moment for me in the camera because this cannot move from here. I still need this position. Okay, now I just need this one to be there. Okay, so how about I put a piece of masking tape? I think that's a good idea. So if I put a piece of masking tape holding this, so I know this is not moving. Okay, this is there. Now I know this is here. It's just one thing that I need to take care and make one little knot right here. Make a little knot right here. Yay! Okay, you see? So take your time, because if it is too tight, it will not work. Yes, now it's okay. I think that is good because this is touching. You see? This is touching the beginning and this is touching here. If you don't want to stress out with this, just leave at this, just leave as it is. As I said, it's still a spin. It just goes round, you know, spinning the thread. And if you have just the spinner right here, you don't have this thread, so it will spin a little better. But that's it. Okay, so now coming back to my table, now that I make my knot right there, I will cut because I cannot see this this part, you know, just leave like about half an inch or so of this tail. Okay, and now let's glue this. Okay, so same thing, hold it there. Now we will be gluing this part in position. Okay, and this is kind of what we will be doing at the bottom as well with our tassel. Okay, because I need to connect somehow the tassel with that thread that we have there. Just make sure that it's still everything in position, hold, and then you can put even a bigger piece of paper right here, okay? Just, I don't recommend putting masking tape, okay? I want the paper because then the paper will hold this better, I know. The masking tape, maybe not, because we still have glue on the bottom and I want the glue to make the, how can I say, to make this really tight. Okay, the glue stays super strong, stays connected. Okay, so this is in the very beginning, very nice. That will be a very good one. Nice, so now right here on the bottom, now I need to work with the tail on the other side. Let me move this a little bit, you see that part. So now let's work right here with the tassel. Well, we have several colors of tassels in the shop. If you want the big one, or we have a smaller, or you may have tassel around, or you may know how to do tassels, right? I think I'll go with the gold. I made the other one with the red, so how about I do green? No, I'll do gold now. Okay, yes, I have gold here, let me do gold. Okay, so first of all, you may, if you just want the tassel, if you don't want to put any bead right here, you can just attach this tassel with this thread. You make a knot, glue right here with the knot connected, okay, and then you have your tassel. If you want to put some beads, what I want to put beads right now, I will put the beads to the tail of this tassel, because my tassel has, some of the tassel will not have this thread, so it really depends what you are using. Maybe you are using a bell, maybe you are using just another kind of decoration to put there. It's really up to you. So you have to kind of figure out now what you have to do to put your beads. Okay, so now let's see what I will be doing. Okay, so here I have my beads. I have lots of colors, and I think I will go with gold. Let's see, what are my gold, red, and green. I think I can put 4 in this size of, I think I can even put like this in this size, or how about I put not the green and just the gold. Yes, so start playing with that. No, I like the green. I think the green is good. So yeah, let's try this to see how it goes. Okay. Of course, that will depend on the size of your tassel, the size of your bead, and what has worked for me. You don't laugh, but what is working for me is putting a little bit of masking tape right here on the top of the tassel to make it more like sturdy, so I can pass my my thread of the tassel, you know, well. Maybe you have something else at home that can help you, but this is a good idea. And if it does not go all the way, I'll pick my my awl and help somehow. Okay, let me put another. I think I put the gold right here is better, and then I put my red as my last one. Here I need the help of my awl again. Yeah, this masking tape really makes the difference, okay, because it makes that a little more sturdy to go. Okay, now you cannot do so, okay, this remove already. You cannot do all the way to the top, because now we need to make a knot. Okay, now the most difficult part is removing this tape. Removing this tape, because finding the beginning is kind of a, yeah, I got it. Nice. Okay, now I remove it. Okay, so what I have to do now is, this piece is, of course, super big. I don't need that much, so I'm gonna start cutting some part. And now what I need to do is actually make a knot again, the same thing we did on the top, because I need this to be connected and glue here, so this will not have any issues in the future, like falling down or something like this. You see, I'm just, so of course you cannot, you cannot go with the bead inside here, but once you start, you'll notice there is just this. Not absolutely not difficult, is just take your time. You can start right here with the bead, you can leave more space and make your knot more down, up to you, very up to you. How you leave like this, and then again cut your tail and leave like a half an inch or 3/4 of an inch in this tail. Okay, and same thing we did. Another piece of copy paper. I hope I can find, yes. Oh, my table is a little mess right now. I have to confess, there's too many things here, sorry. It's maybe difficult to find. Okay, test first to see that it's not too big. Okay, and then let's go. Spread the glue right here, and it's very important as well that you notice that it's all, you know, all at this point is straight, is neat, right? And this is the last one. Well, there's no much we can do if it is not, right? But I want you to keep going and trying every time and see that it's all right. Okay, so again, glue this paper down, making sure your thread with your bead is well glued. Okay. I'm looking here in my camera and I see there is a weird look for one of my videos, right? When I'm making my boxes video, never have this lot of things here, but that's okay. Nice. So now what is next? Look at this. We are basically done. What we need next, just glue this, and then of course leave like untouched until tomorrow. Let this all dry. Trust in the process. Let this all dry together, and tomorrow you will be, you know, just happy seeing what you have. But now let's see here in my table again and finish, because we are almost done. Okay, so here's the last piece. We're gonna spread the glue all over the back. You will not be able to see this in the camera, but I will do exactly the same. and then I will come over here. Now you have direction, okay? So see what is the direction of your fabric. I think is this direction. Better for me. Yeah, that's my direction, okay? So if you have direction, just take a look at that. Let's see if I can, you know, move this very careful and apply the glue right here again, okay, on top of this. As I said, you will not really see this, but it's fine. You know what I'm doing, the same as the smaller one. And that will be also fun to do in other sizes, right? It's so fantastic. And in other fabrics. I cannot wait to make something else. So I cannot wait to make one in a different fabric, in different colors, and see how that goes, you know. And also a good idea, as you can see behind me, is having this with other ornaments. Only the 3D ones, you know. We have the pack with 2 sizes, okay, so you can make with the pack that we have, the do-it-yourself kits, you can make 2 medium and 2 small ones that will really coordinate with this one. And if, of course, if you do the same fabric, right, and it's fun. I have them in the wall here in my house. It's so fun to pass, you know, and see how it is. Okay, so here you go, glue all the way. So now I have to remove this, put this all back to me, and make sure that I'm in the right direction. Is this? Yes, is this. Is this. Okay. And then you just do exactly what we did before, align very well. And you can also just put some, I mean, if you want to put some clips instead of masking tape, just make sure that you put some copy paper like this, and then you put your tape, because your clips, because other than that, it may mark your fabric, okay? And then you don't want that. But again, at this point it's already, you can already remove this here, right? And I will need this to dry, okay? I will need these extra boxes to keep it drying until tomorrow. But there are several spaces here that I will want you to put the clips, because then you know it will dry better. Position. Okay, I think I have then all over. Okay, so I will for sure put some clip right here. So I'll put my copy paper right here, and I want these little clips right here, so it will pressing and make sure. And another one that I really want to know that is well attached is right here on the bottom. So just put a piece of copy paper, and now my clips are on the other side, on the other side of the table. Okay, yes. And you can keep going and doing, like, if you prefer to put more clips instead of tapes, it's really up to you. Okay, it's really up to you. It's just that you want this to dry very well and to know that it's in the right position. Oh my goodness, that's so nice. Okay, now to dry, what you're gonna be doing, just keep in this position again until, even though you have the clip, that's okay. I just don't want you to force this 3D part in the middle, okay? I don't want it to put flat on the table or something. Okay, so now that this is ready, you have to keep it like this, in this position to dry, okay, with the 3D part in between, you know, the 2 piles of books or 2 boxes, so have the space, and then let it dry overnight. That's the best. So the next day you just remove all those tapes, very careful, and you have a great surprise using. That will be so nice. That's it, my friend. I hope you like it. I cannot wait, you know, to see one more of those beautiful ornaments, or whatever you want to call it. Even though with this little thread, it does move a little bit. So It's up to you and the way you prefer. You may figure out a different way of doing, and you can always share with us in our Facebook group, Cartonnage Fabric Boxes. We are lots and lots of fabric lovers, cartonnage lovers there, you know, sharing our projects and have fun. It's so fun, this community, and if you are not there, you are invited to go as well. Don't forget to check our website, colorwayarts.com. There are so many do-it-yourself kits, so many fun projects that you can make with your favorite fabrics with no sewing, using our cartonnage technique. That's what I have today. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoy making those for Christmas or not, and also check our other videos to know how to do cartonnage. You may want to do some extra gifts like fabric boxes, fabric covers, or even do the other ornaments to coordinate with those ones, like it can be the flat ornaments or 3D ornaments. So check our other videos. So thank you so much. I hope you enjoy your time here, and I hope you make this project and have lots of fun. I also hope to see you another time with one more great tutorial to use your favorite fabrics, paper and glue. See you! Bye bye! Happy gluing!